So, Lloyd, why do you spell your name like that when everybody else spells it L-L-Y-O-D? Well, I shouldn't ask. I know. Lloyd's Japanese name is Roido, which is a play on the word Roido Megane, which means large round glasses that have thick frames. So he's wearing his name on his face. If I slapped him off, he becomes the Nowhere Man. Welcome back to Earthbound 0. Previously, we made friends with Lloyd. He likes explosives. So much so, he wants to see the big rockets into Duncan's factory. And also, I picked up some Psi. Healing Gamma, Healing Pi, and Offense Up. Yes, Healing Pi. You heard me correctly. But I don't want to go into Duncan's factory. It's a terrible place, filled with terrible things. It's pretty much what I call Earthbound Zero's Hell Temple. But we need something there to clear this roadblock. No problem. Only the mayor put it here for his re-election purposes. And here's the bag lady. Does she look familiar? She's in Earthbound. She becomes cranky because she doesn't have her bags. But she has a combo attack, and also she has an ability that could drop your fight. Otherwise, just bash her with boomerangs. And please, no cars. I don't want to get asthmatic. Every car has a exhaust attack that hits your entire party, causes asthma on Nenton, and summons Wally for no reason. This is because we're really close to Podunk now. Get out of here, Wally. Jeez. This is the reason why I like Earthbound more than Earthbound 0. When weak enemies like that show up, you could automatically kill them. Oh hey, look, a pass. Oh, sure. Will it keep enemies away? I hope it's like a Franklin pass. No, it will let us into the factory though. Good, I don't want to fight security. I'm a nice kid, don't fight security. And of course, some more Marysville enemies will appear in this area. There's one that's still missing, but the chances of meeting him are pretty low. But we made it to the Duncan's factory anyway, and it's a familiar face. That's not a familiar face. He's protecting the private property. There's strippers inside, I think. Nope, let us through. We're the stripper inspectors. Oh, he's played Papers, Please. He can spot discrepancies. Yes, you are. You are a two-legged dog that talks. That's very suspicious. I can't look you in the eye when you're doing that. What was that? What were you doing? Dancing to the music? This stray dog is not very different from any other stray dog you might have met. So, what was that all about, E-Toy? They didn't bar my entry in the least. But this will. Welcome to hell! This is Duncan's factory, and there's bombers inside. They throw bombs and deal fire damage. That's why we brought H2O pendants, to have all fire damage. It might be the only pendant we ever need. But Bomber can also drop bombs, so that's useful for Lloyd. Speaking of bombs, here's Dr. Distorto, the evil villain of Duncan's factory. He builds robots like the Scrapper over there. He's not much of a threat, but all the robots have PK Beam Alpha. Dr. Distorto, all he could do is fly into a rage and get more offense. And the Scrapper can actually drop a laser beam weapon for Lloyd. Multiple uses and it does as much damage as a PK Beam Alpha. It's pretty good. If you get a hold of one, please use it. There's about 5 enemies you could run into in this area. Once I do, I'm going to use a repel ring. And hope it works. Because I don't want to fight anymore. The encounter rate is actually huge in this area. But with huge encounter rates comes huge prizes. This room right here? It's a capsule bonanza. There's capsules everywhere in this room. Ah. And the next capsule is new. It's a wisdom capsule. Wisdom is weird in this game. Wisdom capsules can actually... all they do is increase your rate of inflicting status effects. My brain went blank there for a moment. And that status effect increase actually affects gadgets as well as Psy. So that's why I gave it to Lloyd. Once he gets status inflicting gadgets, he'll be able to use them. And everything else goes in Nintendo, because he needs to be able to be physical. Also, there's a new type of explosive in this area just for Lloyd. Speaking of explosives, I should try a bottle rocket on this scrapper. And show you what they do. Yes, they go boom, but not kind of classroom clearing boom. They don't do a lot of damage, about 17 to 21 I've seen. But I think it's straight up damage. So if you hit a high defense enemy with it, it'll still do 17 to 21. So I guess it's kinda useful, but no. I only grabbed 2 bottle rockets to show you that I can. It's the Fireball! All he has is PK Fire Alpha, which is halved by our pendants. That's all he's got. And we're missing one more enemy before I could use repel rings. But I want to go get those explosives first. Right here is a new explosive, an upgraded bottle rocket, the bomb. There's a whole lot of bombs in this area, a whole lot of antidotes, life up creams. I think there's some rope. But I'm only going into the rooms that give us awesome stuff. Thank goodness for the 4th slip. Dr. Distorto always appears as a robot. Speaking of robot, here's another scrapper. It's like the game really wants to give me a laser beam. Come on, show me laser beam. I don't know why, but Scrapper seems to have a much higher defense than every other enemy in this map. No laser beams for me. That is the entrance. Remember what it looks like when you try to walk out of here. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any bread. I'm in for a walk. I'm probably just gonna cut it out though. Still not the enemy I'm looking for. Darn it. But at least I know where I'm going. You wouldn't believe how many times I had to restart this video because I got lost. It's bad. It's annoying. But I've memorized the map by now. In here is another one of those items for Lloyd. Super Spray. It works like an insecticide, but it's industrial strength. That means it has multiple uses. That puts it in gadget territory. Here you go, Lloyd. Kill some insects with me. For me. Against me. I don't care. Just kill insects. And here's the enemy I'm looking for. Old Robot. He coupled himself up with Dr. Distorto again. But, and like the Scrapper, Old Robot cannot drop laser beams. He can only use laser beams. He's not falling apart. We can't tear stuff off of him. We can only tear him apart. So good. That's all the enemies. I can whip out a repel ring now. All weak enemies are now repelled. Good. Nice and quiet. Nice and peaceful. While I go searching for items. Wait a second. This is not my will. What happened to my repel ring? It's supposed to have worked. What is this sorcery? These enemies are actually around my strength. Repel ring does nothing against them. Sadly. I think I've also wasted my repel ring because last few times I've used it and tried to make it work didn't give me the repel ring has worn off message. Look, I'm tired of you guys. I have time now. I'm going through time. Yay! Sometimes that could fail. I was waiting with bated breath. Alright, there's an item nearby. I know. I sense it. It's not Bomber. It's something you might think there's only one in this game of. But I'm about to prove you wrong. Once I could get over to it. There's a ladder somewhere around here. It leads us to more enemies. But also this room. Inside? The Franklin Badge! Or a Franklin Badge, I should say. That's right, there's 2 in this game. That means 2/3 of your party could be protected against Beam Gamma. I liked it better when it reflected lightning. At least it worked. At least it was useful. At least thunder was a problem. So many enemies, so little time. I know where to go now. Up this way. Right next to the Franklin badge is Salvation. You go 3 up these ladders, and you'll be at the final floor of the factory. I really wish Repel Ring was working. I really don't like these enemies. I know you guys probably don't like it because, I mean, look at the gameplay. The gameplay is not exactly what you would call optimal, even for NES days. But the story is one for the record books. That's why I'm playing this game. Otherwise, I would just cast it off as the worst of the Earthbound series, which it really is. But at least if you want to know the full story of Earthbound and the Mother series, you're going to play Earthbound Zero at least once. And this factory is the bar of entry. Once you get past this point though, it's smooth sailing, and some fun things happen, actually. Of course we could skip all the way to the ending, but that would kind of cheapen the thing, wouldn't it? But we got a Force Capsule now. Force is pretty much like Strength, except it works on PP only. So we'll just give that to the only PP user in our party. And all the way to the left is the way out. This factory is what separates the Mother Men from the Mother Boys. Only the true fans will get past this factory and still want to play the game. I'm pretty sure there's many of people that wanted to play Earthbound Zero, got to this factory, and gave up. I guarantee it. That's why I call it the Hell Temple. It's so difficult and so annoying and so gosh darn terrible that people just hang up the game and say, you know what, that's enough. That's enough now. eToy and Nintendo, you're silly. Please bring down the encounter rate and maybe I'll play it. But I'm gonna tough through it. We're just about at the end. This is the final bomber. He has been murdered! In the annals of time, he'll be known as the last bomber that we will ever meet. Because right in here is our objective. Giant rockets! Let's check them out. Lloyd, I said check them out, not fire one. Just because it has the word rock in its name doesn't mean it's gonna work on rocks. I guess it will. Unfortunately, since I did not break out my bread, I'm going to have to walk back now. But that will be on my own time. I'm not going to torture you with my problems. I'll see you in a little bit. I've never been so happy to leave a dungeon in all my life. Hell Temple is now complete. We could go back to normal Earthbound stuff. Now that we blew up the roadblock that was keeping Union Station from doing its train thing, we could go anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. It's now completely open to us instead of on rails. Like I said before, we could finish the game just with Lloyd, but what's the point? You'll be missing out on all this adventure. I think the game ends around up here somewhere, near LA. But I want to go to Reindeer. Reindeer sounds like a fun place that won't be filled with robots and high encounter rates. So we're gonna head to Santa Claus Station, also known as Union Station. Yes, it is a mess everywhere. This gameplay is a mess, but I enjoy the story. But he will protect this station. He will make sure it's not overrun and becomes another Duncan's factory. Now that the train is running, we could buy a ticket to Reindeer, or Spokane, or Snowman. But we're going to Reindeer first. That sounds like a fun place. Yay! Let's go on the train! And there's awesome music for the train, too! It's like eToy really loves public transportation. Think about it. This train, Easy Hand Bus, the 2 trains in Mother 3. Ah. This is my reward for going through that dungeon. A train ride! Yay! I just could relax now. eToy said he didn't like big epic moments that are usually in other RPGs, like Final Fantasy, where it's absolute evil versus absolute good. He prefers the finer things in life, the smaller things, things everybody gets to enjoy. Like their first train ride, their first visit to a town called Reindeer. Well, I was thinking about it. She has this hat. There's a girl in Snowman that has a cold now because she doesn't have her hat. Alright, see ya, old lady. Well, Reindeer was fun. Let's go to Snowman now. Yay! Let's go to Snowman. I can't get enough of your trains. I just love this theme! I think it's called Paradise Line or Paradise Special. I'm not sure which. You can look it up on the YouTube. Right there, that town we just passed is Spokane. We'll be going there much later. You bet there's going to be something weird going on there. It's called Spokane after all. Halloween in the Japanese version. And here's Snowman! Finally, we've made it to Snowman. I have a hat. Do you need this hat? Looks like there's problems in Youngstown. Which is called... I'll get back to you on that. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember the name of that holiday. Yeah, it's like his wife is missing too. People are vanishing without a trace in Youngstown. But the train is running now. You could go find your wife. Seriously, go talk to him. I got rid of the roadblock. How do you think I got here? Ah, fellow psychic. Hello, good sir. He can see into our future. We're going back to Union Station. Well, of course. That's how trains work. They go two ways. But he's not sure. You amateur. Leave psychic to the professionals, how about? There's some enemies here in Snowman, but the town is right up there. So, keep your enemy encounters to the minimum. Welcome to Snowman! It has Winter's music. I like it. I like Winter's music. I'm gonna stay here for a while. Next time on Earthbound 0, we're gonna check out Snowman, and maybe some other towns. And get back to good old adventure that doesn't involve dungeons that are just unfair. Good night, folks.